Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another program in our series, Global Connections. You know, we deal with jewels all the time. Sometimes they have meaning, sometimes they don't have meaning. Sometimes we buy them for a very special occasion, and other times it's just money. They're valuable. Today, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk to the Wachler brothers, Link and Glenn, and we're going to talk really about the philosophy behind all of this. So, gentlemen, I thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
And Link is a very unusual name. Where does that come from?
Well, it's a name that I was given when I was young, and I think that I finally found the reason why I was named Link, that it was to be able to be utilized in the work that I do today through this design of LifeLinks that Glenn and I do to put my own name into it. And it finally makes sense to me now why I have it, because the work that we do kind of helps link people to their life to different values.
I
think so. Yeah, I think now, like 57 years later, we know what it means.
Yeah, that's a very unusual name. You've won a lot of awards in the past, and you've been on the show before, but just quickly tell us a couple of them.
Well, there were some real nice, national diamond design, competitions, some national colored stone design competitions, national pearl design competitions, quite a few international pearl design competitions.
There was the one in Japan?
Yeah,
you were the only American.
Yeah, well, I was the first American to win that competition after 22 years of having that award be, available. Yeah. And that was a great honor, to be the first American, and kind of like set a new standard, I think. And being involved in that, the competitions always stimulate new ideas, out of the box thinking. And I think that it was just a path that kind of took me now to what I'm doing now, which is out of the box and stimulating new concepts altogether.
It's completely off the track. Now, Glenn, how did you manage? Did you start off with the idea?
Originally, I created a concept called ultimate expressionism. And the idea behind that is to utilize precious materials and gems, but to incorporate people's strongest feelings and meanings in their life, and from that perspective, asking them, what do you love about life? What do you love about your relationship? And taking the skills that Link has and having him recreate beautiful works of art to help people nourish those relationships.
Were you thinking of it in terms of jewels? The meaning of jewels, like a diamond means this or a
little bit. We did touch on what the jewels mean to people. So in one of the sculptures that we did for Bill Marriott, we did his 50th wedding anniversary gift. He told me that his wife loves the color pink. And so we put 50 pink diamonds because they were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. And then we had 155 white diamonds in the sculpture. 55 to represent the year they were married, and 100 to represent the 50 years that each of them had contributed to it. And then ultimately we had 13 heart-shaped diamonds dangling from the tree to represent the 13 grandchildren that they had.
Now, right here I have two trees. Can you tell me what these trees symbolize?
Yes.
And what they're made of?
Well, the trees is just a great metaphor for life and relationships. The tree of knowledge, tree of life, and they grow, they create fruit. You have the roots, which is kind of the ancestry, the trunk, which is the strength, the branches, how we grow, and ultimately the fruit. And the first tree that you see was the first tree.
This one?
Yes, it's a solid 18-karat yellow gold. It was the first tree that we ever created. Link makes all of the pieces. I only have the vision for the meaning and what they should look like, which he helps me with.
You're the artist then?
Correct. He does all, and you can't make a mold of something like that. That has to be hand-carved, piece by piece. And he's obviously, amazing at it. We wanted to create Fabergé-style quality, meaningful gifts. We felt at this time when we manufactured these that there was what we called modern royalty, people who had earned the ability to give any amount of material value, but we wanted to make it so meaningful. First piece we made for my mother as a gift for me to honor her. The second piece came probably 8 years later as a client of ours who wanted to express the love he had for his relationship with his wife and their family and children, and all of their values and things that make their relationship special are represented in that piece.
Obviously, we're talking about a huge amount of money. I mean, these have got to be very expensive, especially for solid gold.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time for you to put it all together. You work together, but this is new, really, for you to work together, isn't it? I mean, there's a difference in it.
Yeah, we've worked off and on together, for many years where Glenn would have some ideas that might have, some inspiration to me. But this kind of work, it's fairly new, but it's really led to what we're doing now in a very aggressive way, as taking the concept of the trees that we saw started to move people and mean a lot in their lives by putting all of the symbolism into the trees that were the values of their lives together, that Glenn is so good at being able to draw out of people as he talks to them. His relationship with people becomes instant when he starts working with them, and he can just get to the core of what their heart is. And then, through the design and what I do, we put it into the trees. And we're trying to think of, these take a long time to do, and we are reaching certain people with it, but we're not reaching a lot of people, with it, and we know that we can't because they are time-consuming. They can get expensive. What can we do that can reach everybody in the same way and have significance and point out their values and help them focus on their values and their relationships? And we just got talking, and that's kind of how the LifeLinks concept developed.
It's funny that you should say LifeLinks, because at the very beginning of the program, when I was talking about the psychology that's behind it, you must actually have a session with the individual to try and draw out his or her values and life and so on, and then come up with some ideas.
We do, and not only is it something that we do, but we teach people to do it. It's called the LifeLinks method, and it's a series of questions that we encourage people to ask themselves so they understand what's important to them and what's important to the people they care about.
What would those questions be?
Well, if it was for, say, a gift for yourself, something that you're trying to empower yourself, you would ask questions like, what do I love about life? What is important to me? What are my priorities? What are the values or characteristics that if I had more of in my life, it would allow me to give and care more and contribute more? If it's a gift for somebody else, it's a little bit of a different sort of question. It's what would you like to honor and celebrate in that person? And those types of answers lead to the LifeLinks that will help represent them. And that's really all these are. They're signposts. They're representations of the feelings we have inside that we want to bring out and expose and share with people.